Okay, we've now begun the. Well, we're now less than 3 weeks away from Survivor Series. So we're going to begin with Goldberg in the ring. Now, I like the fact that he gets really emotional. He's like, man, people are still going nuts for him. It's good. Heyman comes down, teases Lesnar coming down, gets the crowd, we're going to see it. And you see Heyman's he's dying in the back corner. Okay. Then Rusev comes down. The thing about that is hearing them chant, "We want Lana," reminded me of how over Rusev and Lana were as a tandem, and how they should have had some altercation with Heyman and Lesnar. Why not? It would have been amazing. I think I saw part of the house show they did, where it was Lesnar and Rusev, and I was like, I like this. This would have been good. It was around League of Nations time. So I think Del Rio was taking on Lesnar, Rusev came out and said, I'm like, you know what? I can dig this. But, so Rusev eats a jackhammer. You can tell Goldberg needs to hit some cardio. And then he hits a spear on Heyman with the kind of like, most vicious spear we've seen in 12 years. Oh, sorry, Roman. Your spear is just not as vicious as Goldberg. Spearing a non-wrestler. Okay, that's a good start. They talk a lot about their Survivor Series team. Okay? I guess Team Raw, it's Owens, Jericho, Roman, Stroman. And probably Rollins. Not a bad team. A lot of combustible elements. I can dig that. It's fine. Stroman wins a battle royal after they met Sami Zayn. Was the last person. I'm like, alright, not bad. I'm glad that at least Braun Strowman's had the whole, I'm bored, let me destroy SmackDown for you. Or I'll destroy your roster. Good, it's something. TJP got a rematch against TBK. Brian cut a nice promo late on the ring. It's like, what are you going to do? Take it from me. You got a plan? I've got a plan to keep it. And after a pretty sick top rope Hurricane Rana to the outside where I thought TJ Perkins broke his neck on the apron, Perkins is back in the ring, just beating the count. Kenneth goes to the ref. 8, 9, slides back out. 10. Oh, I lost the match, but I'm still champion. It was a great throwback to... my favorite title is always a TV title. Primarily because it was a great way to have like a lower mid-card heel who would get disqualified, who would get countouts, who would raise teeth to keep that title. To get the crowd super pissed at him. And then at a big one, like a Clash of Champions, they'd be like, well, guess what? No time limit. If he gets counter or disqualified, title changes hands. Then you see a dirty pin. And then you're like, when is the guy going to finally get his comeuppance? And of course, then, the face then beats him. Just at the point where you were like, it had crested, and you're like, yes! Brilliant payoff. So nice use of the title. I like that. It was good. I like the way it's continuing the story. From a match standpoint, it was okay. But psychological standpoint, continuing the story, dug it. Dug it a lot. Charlotte came down with her men's carrying her. Okay. Cut a nice promo. Alright. Called out Bayley. Bayley took on Nia Jax. And Nia Jax pretty much one-handed demolished Bayley. Alright. Cool. So we got Charlotte, probably Bayley, Nia Jax, probably Dana. All in all, not a bad team. Not a bad team. New Day was in the back with Kofi as the Godfather. Xavier's Papa Shango. And Big E is Farouk. Standard promo talk about the teams for SmackDown and hyping up Survivor Series. Okay. Keeps the primary story going. Didn't do a lot for them directionally, but it's fine. They did a trick or street fight between Big Gal and Enzo Amore. Enzo and Big Cass came down as Buzz Lightyear and Woody from Toy Story. They worked in some Toy Story puns. This match was like every Miracle on 34th Street fight, Easter Bunny Bloodbath, St. Valentine's Day Massacre match. They're all the same. They surround the ring in properly themed items. They did Bob for Apple bit. Which also, you gotta put the hand, put the apple in there. Because you can't just put your head there next to bite an apple. So you see you put a hand and bite the apple to get the spit take for it. They had a giant pumpkin. But they couldn't get it on Gallows' head. So you see him kind of like do this and try to get it like forced on to finish. And I was like, alright, it's one of the weird goof. Even my wife was like, this is an absolute mess. Yes, like these matches normally are. So Thanksgiving always had a food fight. Or during the pre-revolution days, you might have had the women in a gravy boat match. It was an entertaining match. But it's like the rest of them. The face just goes over the heel. It's the purpose of that match, is to get the crowd happy. Then a 6-man. Swan, Cedric, and Lince Dorado took on Nice, Gulag, and Daivari. Crowd's getting some CM Punk chants in. I think they're toning down the cruiserweights so they don't burn them out as much. But you can't clip their wings too much and be like, well, they're not flying. But yeah, you're telling them not to. Swan hit a nice stiff kick, hit a roll up to a split-legged cover. Liked it. That was good. Nice match. Showcase give everyone enough time to feel different. I'm still thinking that they should go back to the old WCW way of how do you begin the event. You take 4, 5, 6 cruiserweights, throw them in a match. Just have them go out there, get the crowd pumped. That's your job. Cool. Main event was Jericho Reigns. Jericho, I think he's going to win. Reigns out of nowhere spear. Owens comes down, attacks Reigns. Rollins comes down, attacks Jericho, attacks Owens. Ends with Reigns and Rollins staring at each other. Oh, and Sheamus and Cesaro fought the Shining Stars. Did I leave anything out? Doesn't feel like it. So, happy Halloween. That was your episode of Raw. After a pay-per-view that had some promise to it, then it'd be kind of meh. We go into a Raw that's kind of meh. Just based it entirely around, we've got Goldberg taking on Lesnar. Oh! And we got Survivor Series matches coming up.